But to officially get us started, my name is Jonathan Jones, and today is Tuesday, and it's um, April the 25th. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for the evening. And I'm looking forward to having a discussion and maybe even answering some of your questions. But the main thing is, I want to try to make it clear exactly what the reason is why some people are getting such amazing results when they add certain food back into their diet. The information that's being presented is for information and educational purposes only. We're not making any claims that these products that we'll be discussing or any of the information I'm saying here is intended to be misconstrued as a treatment or cure for any disease state. Only the United States government can declare something to be a treatment or a cure. So that is not the case here. So, but we are talking about the food that is missing from our food. And that's a real issue. It's a real issue. And I've had a number of conversations today that, in my opinion, well illustrates exactly how that can be the case. Because the truth of the matter is, nowadays, it doesn't matter how well you eat. You could be eating some of the best food in the world. But it doesn't mean that it necessarily has all the nutrients that our body needs. You see, as time has gone by, much of the nutrition has somehow just not made its way through and into the food that we eat every day. So now each person has to kind of fend for themselves and try to figure out, how is it that I can get all the nutrients that I need? Even doctors nowadays are recommending to their clients that they get some nutrition. There was a time back in the early 1900s when the very wealthy in this country decided that they want to kind of get involved in the pharmaceutical world because there were certain byproducts of their manufacturing process, steel and coal especially, that could be used in the production of certain remedies, certain treatments, certain drugs. So that began the process of certain reports and studies making its way actually into the political arena and becoming law. And on the basis of those documents, many decisions have been made today that make it so that the pharmaceutical industry has a very powerful influence over what's taught in medical school, which means there's an influence over what your doctors are allowed to tell us. I remember having a conversation with a doctor. This is a firsthand story. When my brother-in-law was sick and in the hospital, the attending physician pulled me aside and she says, she took me outside in the hallway. And because she saw what we were accomplishing with my brother-in-law. And she said, you have a different agenda than we do. We're not trained to do what you're trying to do. We're trained that when we see a certain set of conditions in a person, we respond accordingly. So if a person has, a certain illness, let's say they come in with a trauma or they come in with a cut on their arm or shoulder, she was saying that they're trained to take a certain specific set of steps to do something about that. They don't have a protocol that says deviate from that normal standard procedure and do something that would potentially intervene in the dying process as interpreted by a family member or an outside consultant. They don't have anything for that. So she said, you're trying to do something different than what we're trying to do. And she says, and then she asked if we had any training sessions for that. Do we have any classes? She especially wanted Dr. Nkuzi to teach her how to um, try to help people to live. So, and I think that's kind of a sad commentary on where things are and where things were, especially with respect to my brother-in-law. So he didn't make it, and it was primarily because the medical system just wasn't. They weren't ready for that. That's not what they were designed for. But I'm going to share a portion of Virginia's story tonight. I see Virginia just made it tonight, so that's good. She can fill in some of the gaps and tell us a portion of her story herself. So, and then she can tell us maybe how she's doing today and give us a little bit of an update on this. So take a listen to this story and just recognize that where we are in the stream of time now, we fast forward all those years where the average person is helpless, and we simply progress inevitably toward one eventual outcome. And unfortunately, it's usually in a very, 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 very debilitated state of being until now. Something has happened where we found Dr. Prasad found the food that's been missing from our food, and now we all have access to it. But let's let Virginia tell us a little bit about how it made a difference in her life. Okay. Bo, we're looking forward to hearing your story if you're going to share that.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so glad I'm able to give my story. I was sponsored by my sister, Evelyn Burns. She's 84. I'm 91. Mm-hmm. And the reason I decided to look at this business is because she sent me a videotape, and I wasn't gonna bother with it, but something said, "Well, look at it," because it was talking about a doctor on there, and me and her are very we're very self-conscious about our health. We love to hear about health, and so I said, "Well, I'm gonna look at it. Let me see what this doctor got to say." I looked at the tape, and I tell you, before I got through the tape, a lady came on there with her testimony, and she was talking about two of the issues that I had, health issues that I had. And I couldn't imagine, I couldn't hardly wait to get off that, finish looking at the tape. But anyway, I finished looking at the tape, and I was figuring around trying to see if I could get another video. And I suffer with two of them. She had a few things wrong with her, but I have two specific things, health issues, and that's congestive heart failure, mm-hmm. and rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
And this is what got me. And she said she was taking this product. It was in a green bottle, original EMF.
Uh-huh.
And she also said she was taking the brain boost.
Uh-huh.
And so as soon as I signed up, I ordered those two products.
Uh-huh. And what are you noticing?
I wanted the same thing she took. And I ordered those products, but when my products came, I couldn't hardly wait for them to come. But when they came about 5 days later. I started taking them, and I started taking them just like she said she was taking them. She was doubling up on them. So I doubled up on them too. And I took those products. I tell you, before I started taking the product, I could not walk from my bedroom to the bathroom without being out of breath and winded. I would get to the bathroom and I would have to lean over on the sink to wash my face. And then my lower part of my back would be hurting me. And I would put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and I'd have to sit down on the toilet to brush my teeth. And I would, before that, I couldn't even go in my kitchen and get me a glass of water. I would have to lean over on the sink because my back would be killing me and I would be out of breath, winded. To get my water, I have a stool sitting by the sink, and I would have to sit on that sink to drink my water. Well, the third day after I took this product and did exactly what I thought that lady said to do, that she was doing, I I got up off the bed. I woke up and got up off the bed and just walked into the bathroom, not thinking. Usually I would have to get up and sit on the edge of the bed and then sit a few minutes and catch my breath and then get up and go in the bathroom. But I wasn't even thinking. I got up and just walked on in the bathroom and stood up there and brushed my teeth, washed my face. And I didn't think about it till I got back into the bedroom. I said, well, what? To myself, I said, well, I didn't even have to lean or sit. But anyway, that same day, my daughter, she said to me, now this is the third day, only the third day I'm taking this micro daily and the brain boost. So I said, my daughter said to me, she said, Mama, she said, I want you to go with me to this convention. My daughter promotes 5-link CBD oil, and the company was having a convention in Atlantic City. I live in New York. Well, I said to her, I said, Linda, I don't think I can go. I said, you know how I get winded just walking. And she said, well, Mama, just please come. She said, she kept insisting, please come. She said, just lean on the Lord, lean on God. And that's what I tell her sometimes when she, have a problem. I said, girl, lean on the Lord, lean on God. He'll take you through. So she gave me back the same message I give her. So she kept insisting. She said, Mama, ain't too many people got a 91-year-old mother that's living. And I want to show these people what a blessing I have. You living and you're 91 years old. And she kept insisting. So I went on to the convention with her. But she was thinking that to go to the convention, Amtrak, we had to take Amtrak. Well, Amtrak takes you straight through. But when we got to the Pennsylvania Railroad, the Amtrak wasn't going straight through because they was working on the tracks. And we had to walk. We had to change and take 3 trains. And I tell you, the first train, we had to walk the equivalent of, I would say, 2 to 3 blocks. And there I was with my walk. But I was walking behind her. And every once in a while, she would look back and she said, Mama, you doing good. And one time she said that I just threw my hand up. I said, to God be the glory. And we made it to the to that train. We had to go to another train. And that was about a long block. And all of it, that was about 4 long blocks I had walked. And I just couldn't get over it. And Linda couldn't get over it either, I'm sure. But anyway, we made it to the convention. And when I got to the convention, I was able to go to every meeting for the 2 days with her. And I was just surprised at myself. So we got back home. And on the 22nd of October, now I joined Engaged Global on the 26th of September. They had a birthday party for my niece, who is the daughter of a sister of ours. We come from a family of children of 12, and I'm the 9th child. But my sister's daughter had a birthday party, and so many people came from all over. We have a large family. They came from all over the country. All her sisters and brothers, except the 2 that's deceased, came. And I went to the party. When I was at the party, everybody started dancing. And for some reason, I threw that stick aside and I went to dancing with them. And my nieces and nephews and family members, me being the matron of the family, they could not get over it. And I couldn't get over it myself. I threw that stick aside. I didn't even take the walker with me. And I could not get over it myself. Well, I had a ball that night. To God be the glory. I just thank God for giving Dr. Prasad the knowledge to invent this product. I'm telling you, I'm in here now, almost about to shout, just talking about it. And then a few days ago, I haven't cooked a meal, not even breakfast. I haven't cooked a meal in, I would say, about before 2015. And 2019, they put a ICD in my body, which means it's a pacemaker and a defibrillator combined. Mm-hmm. And I still was having a problem. So I knew it was this product. The reason I wasn't having a problem breathing and was able to walk all those blocks, I said, it had got to be this product. And so I went in the kitchen, and my right hand is a little crooked up from the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Well, I wasn't even able to cut up an apple or say peel an apple before I took this product. But do you know, I've cut up a whole cabbage
Oh, wow.
with this cooked up hand
Oh, wow.
and cooked some cornbread and rice and whatever else I wanted. And I hadn't cooked or tried to cut up nothing, or wasn't able to cut up nothing, not even an apple, before I took this product. And I just want people, I try to tell it now everywhere I see somebody, everybody come in the house, I'm talking about. But I just want whoever is under the sound of my voice, if you just try this product. It may not do for you what it did for me, but I tell you, if it don't hurt you, it certainly won't harm you. So please try it. And I want to say one more thing. The Bible said, all those that Jesus touched was healed. But when she touched him, she was made whole. And I want to say, as long as I live, I intend to touch micro daily. And I believe if I touch this micro daily, as long as I live, because I told my girlfriend the other day, I was going to live to be 100. I said, because 99 and a half won't do. And I believe if I continue to touch micro daily, I'm going to be made whole. God bless everybody. Oh, and then another thing, I just want to say this too. I'm forgetting about some of the things that said. I had knots on my knees, and on each side of my outer kneecap, and that was from the arthritis. And not only that, when it would swell up, it would start hurting me when I walk. It was like bone on bone, and oh, it was so painful. But do you know I looked down a couple of days ago, and do you know I don't even see them knots on my leg, and my knees is looking like they looked when I was 25 years old or 20 years old. I just can't believe it. Try this product, and God will bless you like He blessed me through Dr. Prasad. God bless you all.
Okay. I just thought it was time for us to hear Virginia share her story. I sped it up a little bit there. Via Virginia. It's Virginia here right now. If you would like to share a comment, your story, you're welcome to do so.
Yes, I am just so thankful that I'm still taking that product, and I'm able to get in and out of the bathtub and walk. I can't tell you. I walk, and the doctor says I came in one day to see my doctor, rheumatoid arthritis doctor. He said, "Look at her. Look like she's running." I tell you, I have so much energy. And I wasn't able to get in and out of my bathtub and bathe myself. My daughter or my son, my children had to help me. Now I'm getting in and out of my bathtub, bathing myself. And I tell you, it's just too much to tell. I'm cooking what I want to cook. And it's just too much to tell. I'm just so excited. Please, everybody under the sound of my voice, try this product. Thought I was on my deathbed almost, but I am alive and moving around just like I'm about maybe in my 60s. I'm doing great. To God be the glory. Thank you for giving me the privilege, the opportunity to let people know what this product is doing.
Virginia, we're happy that you're willing to share your story and to be so open about it. Thank you very much. You mind telling us how old you are, just for the record?
I will be 92 years old, May 25th, next month.
Oh, fantastic. 92 years old. Okay. Well, we're looking forward to hearing you tell your story on when you reach 100, because you've already made it clear that 99 and a half won't do. So we're looking forward to that. So thank you very much again for sharing your story. It truly is amazing. But listen carefully, folks. And some people may actually think that that's Virginia's story is a one-off. But it's not. I see a number of individuals that are here right now in this meeting that have had some tell some amazing stories. And I know personally that the majority of them did not know each other before coming to conferences like this. And they come from all different parts of the country. And many of them, again, did not know each other one way or the other. But now they have one thing in common. They now have, they're experiencing a life-changing difference in their life. They have stumbled across something that has made a huge difference. I'm just going to give you a brief explanation as to what that something is that each of them found and why they believe that Dr. Prasad's formula is responsible and has made such a huge difference in their life. So let's, if you're here for the first time, you would want to talk to the person who invited you here, and they'll give you a copy of this little brochure that I'm going to just show you real quick. And just going to go through a couple pages of it, because this really encapsulates exactly what it is that makes such a huge difference in people's lives. My story is nowhere near Virginia Gilbo's or some of the other individuals I see here on this meeting right now. But I can tell you just last week, because I skipped a couple of days taking my product, I could not do that with my wrist. In fact, I was driving, and when I went to make a right-hand turn, it felt like someone had stabbed a knife into my wrist. And I said, what in the world happened there? I mean, I winched like I haven't winched in a long time. Then I remembered I got a little lazy and I hadn't been taking all of my micro daily. So I took the correct amount that afternoon, the next day. And like I said, I was not able to do this just a little bit ago. Now, that may not seem like a major thing. I'm 61, so I'm 30 years younger than Virginia. She says today she feels like she was probably close to the 60 years of age with the kind of energy that she has. But it really doesn't matter where you are in your timeline. On your timeline, there are indicators that we're aging. Wouldn't it be nice to just take some of the edge off of that? We're not going to be able to stop it, but wouldn't it be nice to take some of the edge off of that aging process? Well, it all boils down to what you eat. You know, we've all heard that saying that you are what you eat, and it's true. And right now, I don't care how good your choices of food are. And I've had conversations today, especially early this morning, with an affiliate who is having some issues in the family. She eats completely organic. She does not eat any processed food. She doesn't allow her children to have any processed foods. And even her husband is under some restrictions as far as getting access to toxic food. There's no such thing as GMOs in her house. That's not what she does. And yet her children are having issues with potential issues with ulcers and other problems that are going on. The only thing that's making a difference and starting to ameliorate that is by adding micronutrients, real nutrition into their diet. So it doesn't matter how good your choices are of food, we still don't have, there's a lot of nutrition that's missing from our diet. That's why this booklet is called Daily Nutrition to Live Your Best Life. Nutrition, that's it. We're not talking about a drug. We're not talking about a cure or treatment for any disease. We're just talking about the food that's missing from our food. And I personally think it's a shame that we would have to do anything other than eat to stay alive. I really do. I don't think it's right, but we do, and that's our lot in life now. What you don't know can make a big difference in how we feel, and I've got access to, and that all of you have access to, is the most scientifically validated supplement in the world. It was originally designed for the military. It was not designed for the general public. We weren't supposed to have access to this. It was all about the military. Millions of dollars went into formulating it, and this is the product that was produced. It was called MMF, Military Micronutrient Formula. I was speaking with a gentleman earlier today. He's having some serious health problems. And when I explained to him exactly what we're talking about right now, he said, oh, I get it. So if the soldiers are on the battlefield, they want to make sure that they had something like 2 pills that they could swallow and they could still stay alive, even if they didn't have access to food or any other nutrients. He got it. I said, and that's it. That's what it was designed for. It was not designed to be unleashed on the general public, but we have it now. And the reason is because there's something that this program had in common with the program, the company that we're associated with right now. You know what it is? It's this man right here, Dr. Prasad. So Dr. Prasad was the one that answered the call from the Department of Defense. He was the one that put the formula together. It went through animal studies. Safety tests were completed. That's 9 months of rigorous testing by the United States Military Internal Review Board. And in that process, Dr. Prasad had to prove that there was no contraindications with any known pharmaceutical drugs. So that meant that any soldier, no matter what medications their doctor had them on, this would not contraindicate with anything. Didn't matter what it was. It could have been Coumadin, it could be insulin, it could be brain medicine, anything else, didn't matter. There was no contraindications. And Dr. Prasad proved it. It was safe. So that meant that it was moved on to human clinical trials. And then finally, it was approved. The military used it. And it wasn't more than a few years before it became available to the general public through the private sector, a company that Dr. Prasad was associated with. This is the man behind it. And amazingly, at the age of 88, he's still formulating products. He's still cranking out genius. He's writing books. He's up to number 32 now and working on number 33. He's been published more than 250 times. I think it's closer to 260 times. But keep in mind, this is not just any old scientist right here. This man was invited to be a member of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee in the candidates of medicine, among the many other things that he has accomplished. This is why what we have is not normal. He partnered up with Dave Nemelka, a very wealthy investor, and the company Engage Global was born. That's why we have this very amazing and unique formula. The gentleman I was talking to just a couple of hours ago that now can't wait to get his hands on this product, he says, look, when I looked at this information, I saw a vitamin. I said, what in the world is Jonathan doing? Is he trying to get me started on some vitamin? You think this is going to have an impact on my lymphoma and my lymphedema? This is going to make a difference? I'm taking a vitamin already. I'm taking this, I'm taking that, I'm taking the other. Yeah, well, that's why you're sick. Then he understood. I gave him a little bit of a brief explanation as to what the difference was with this. And what you see on the left side of the page, this is what separates it from everything else. When he understood that these two components right here had an impact on glutathione, that was the end of the discussion. Because what he had been doing for glutathione before, as good as it is, or as good as it was, it helped him with his cancer issues and all that, it still didn't have any other exogenous antioxidants like this product does. And there's something else. Pay careful attention to this. Pay careful attention, because nobody's going to talk about this. And only the most discriminating nutritionist might even be aware of it. When you look at explanations, you look at descriptions about particular supplements, when you see something like this, activates NRF2, that should make your eyebrow raise. Activates NRF2. That should make your eyebrows raise. Activates NRF2. Activates NRF2. Now you might be sitting there saying to yourself, okay, I guess that's a good thing. Yes, it is. It's a very good thing. If you're looking at your DNA, you know that double-stranded helix? At the bottom of the double strand, let's say it goes like this, right? And then it goes like that. The bottom of the strand is this thing right here, right? That's the tail end of the strand. If you were to zoom in on that and get a closer picture of that little strand, let's say it looks like this. Okay, that's the bottom of the double-stranded helix. This little piece down here is called it's right there at the end. It's kind of all sliced up there. That's called telomeres. Pardon my writing. It's hard to do it on a screen. That's called telomeres. Every time the cells in our body divide, a little bit of that gets shaved off. And the cells divide again. And every 7 years, our body is completely new. All of the cells in our bodies have divided and completely changed over. But every time the cells divide, the chromosome gets a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter. It shaves off those telomeres. Nerve2 slows that process down. It slows down the loss of telomeres, because once you have no telomeres, once this is gone, cells can't divide anymore. If the cells stop dividing, we expire. That's the end of life. 4 different components in this product activate Nerve2, slowing down the aging process. 4 different components. And next month, I'm going to be talking with Dr. Prasad, interviewing him. He's written a paper just recently about anti-aging. And guess what? 5 of his products have an impact on aging, slowing the aging process down. No. We're not talking about a person having endless life. We're not talking about that at all. But you can hear it in Virginia's voice. Now, I sped her recording up just for the sake of time. I sped the recording up. But she said on the 3rd day, she got up, walked into the bathroom, washed her face, brushed her teeth, and it wasn't until she got back in the bedroom that she said, wait, what just happened here? That was not normal for her. That's a life-changing moment, to not have to sit down to catch your breath. I tell you about my wrist, but imagine if that never changed. I would now have to try to drive only with my left hand and maybe with some assistance with my right hand. And in time, what would happen? My mobility would become less and less and less. Then what? Uber? Get rid of the car? My freedom is gone? My independence is gone? Everything changes. But if you have something working in your body that helps you continue to be you a little longer and slow down the loss of telomeres, you're onto something there. You're onto something. And there's a reason why this works. Only Engaged Global Products has the CQF standard, the right combination of ingredients, the right quantity of ingredients, and the right form of ingredients. This is a big deal, because let's say you went to the health food store. You take this list and you went shopping at the health food store. You said, what about? I don't need to buy this product. Why should I spend $70, $80, $90 on this product? I'll just go to the health food store and buy them myself. Well, we did the math. You go to the health food store, you want to buy all of this and and you got to figure out the right quantity of each one to take yourself. If you were able to do that, it's still going to set you back over $300 for a month's supply. If you go to the health food store, and if you could find everything on this list, it's going to set you back $300 per month. It's up to you. It's up to you. This bottle right here only cost $59. And that's the original formula. Now, the more advanced formula is also shown here. We have a children's gummy. This is the most advanced formula here that helps protect our bodies. There's 4 additional ingredients that help protect our body against the impact of 5G, radiation, and EMF. That's why it's called microdaily EMF. It's the advanced formula. Because you may not be aware of this, but today's 5G technology is 700 times more powerful than the original cell phone technology. The original cell phone technology, you could almost fry an egg on that thing. It's It's like sitting on a microwave in your car. Cell phones today, 700 times more powerful than that. And by the way, I just saw someone did a little an unscientific test. Don't use your cell phone while it's plugged in, because the impact on your body is even worse. And if you do have your cell phone somewhere near you at night, make sure that you have it in airplane mode, and the signal turned off. Like if you're playing some kind of a recording or something, so that there's no actual connection to the cell system. So airplane mode and cell service off. Put it on do not disturb and you're pretty good. And no Wi-Fi. So turn the Wi-Fi off and put it into airplane mode, and then you have no connection. So you're not being bathed in EMF overnight if it's somewhere in the vicinity. Okay. So anyway, these are the main products. This one I think is still one of my favorite, the CBD Boost. You take 1 or 2 of those at night before you go to sleep, and you will hit REM sleep. And don't worry, you won't feel groggy in the morning. It will help deal with anxiety. This CBD has no THC in it, and it does not come from marijuana. It comes from hemp. So it has been purified. No THC in this at all, none. So it has no psychotropic effects. So you get all the benefits of CBD, which is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Every cell in the body has CBD receptors, so our body wants it. The methylated form of the micro daily has the methylated B9 and B12, so which is much more absorbable. All the technology of the methylated, the purple bottle, is in the red bottle. So the green bottle was first, the purple bottle was second with the methylated Bs, and the red bottle was third, methylated Bs, but also 4 additional ingredients that help protect the body from 5G radiation. The hydro is based off of the original formula. It's just liquid. It's powder that goes in the liquid. Tastes really good, by the way. And very soon, here's a strong hint. Guess what's coming soon? Guess what's coming soon? Yep, you guessed it. It's coming soon. So keep your eyes and ears open for the EMF version of hydro. So we're looking for hydro EMF. It's in the pipeline, folks. It is in the pipeline. Keep your eyes open for that one. So that's something to be excited about and to look forward to. The brain boost is wonderful. I take 2 of those in the morning. It feels like I had a double shot of espresso, keeps my brain on and popping throughout the day. That is just amazing. It's literally food for your neurons. So it helps neurons. If there's a stem, because beta amyloids damages our neurons. Beta amyloid is the beginning of dementia, the beginning of Alzheimer's. Those beta amyloid has to be removed. Take the collagen daily helps to block and protect the neurons that are being hit by the beta amyloids. And the brain boost is the food for the stem. So if the stem of the neuron is still there, the brain boost is food for it and helps the neuron regenerate. So a lot of people have recovered memory and a lot of their cognitive function when they add that to their diet. It's not a cure or treatment for any disease, but it's amazing what happens when you put food in your body. And the eye boost, whew. Anyway, you'll hear all about this coming Sunday. We're going to be talking about the brain, the body, and the eye this coming Sunday with Dr. Prasad. So we'll get to hear some of the rationale and the science behind the creation of these products that this man has put together. And this page right here, we could spend hours on this page alone, but just understand something. Radiation did this to 2 different rabbits. So there was 2 different rabbits involved here. Both of them, these are their lungs. One of them had the food that's missing from food. Radiation made this lungs look like a smoker's lungs. But because this one was protected by the food that's missing from food, look at how its lungs look, nice and fresh. So when you put this product in your body, you're really giving your cells something to fight with. And the last thing I want to say on this page is, I just have to tell you that patent number 7605145 is what got me completely engaged with Engage. Patent number 7605145 is what got me completely engaged with Engage. You know why? because the title of that patent is Micronutrient Formulations for the Treatment of Diabetes Mellitus. I've never seen anything that had a US patent with the word treatment for diabetes in the title. Because, again, I think I told you before at the beginning of this meeting that only the government can declare something to be a treatment or cure for a disease. And we're not saying that microdaily is a treatment for diabetes, but we are saying that Dr. Prasad's original formula was granted a patent with that title, Micronutrient Formulation for the Treatment of Diabetes. We're allowed to tell you that. Now, there's a few other things that we're allowed to tell you. Pulmonary and heart health is also in another one of the patents title. So I don't know about you, but the heart being healthy is a pretty important thing. It's just pretty important. And we've actually had folks that have said that their cardiologists have told them the words, "It looks like your heart is repairing itself." Those words have been uttered by more than one cardiologist to different customers who have gone to see their doctor because they were diagnosed with heart problems. And isn't it interesting that among the things that Virginia talked about, she's out of breath walking from her bedroom to the bathroom to wash her face and brush her teeth. But then she goes on to go and walk 4 city blocks in Pennsylvania, transferring from a train from going from New York to Atlantic City. And she has heart issues. Isn't it interesting that that happened? So I guess when you learn to eat properly and find the food that's missing from food and add that back to your diet, it can do amazing things for different organs in your body. And isn't it interesting, again, that there may not be any connection to this, but the word heart health is in the patent for the original formula. This is totally unrelated, but isn't it interesting that that could be, that's in the title of the patent that was issued on the original formula. And these are the books that Dr. Prasad has written. He's written books on how to fight diabetes. He's updating that one, doing that pretty soon. But he's also written a book here called Fight Heart Disease. Isn't that interesting? What a coincidence that he wrote a book on fighting heart disease also. And then there's a patent on his original formula that involved heart health. And we hear people like Virginia Gilboa, who's no longer out of breath, but at 91 years of age, was able to walk 4 city blocks when she was gassed, walking from her bedroom to her bathroom in her house. Oh, and dancing, by the way, at a wedding. So we're talking about being able to reclaim some quality of life. And that's what Virginia was describing for us. So basically, just get back with the person who invited you here today, and they'll help you to get access to the product. If you'd like to try it, if you'd like to see for yourself, if it could have any benefits to you, maybe if anybody, or if you share yours. This coming tonight on Thursday, every Thursday night, we'd like for you to share your stories here on our program. If you have guests that have an interesting story, we'd love to have them relate that on Thursday night. So you'll be able to hear a lot of interesting stories this coming week on Thursday night. So let's see if there's any questions first before we wrap up our discussion and close out our discussion. Because sometimes if folks have some questions that have been lingering about the product, questions about some of the benefits, or if something was confusing about what I said in our discussion up until now, you can ask that question now. Make sure you drink plenty of water. That's one question that comes up a lot. And make sure you drink plenty of water, because the toxins in your body are going to want to try to find a way out. Okay, so Elizabeth has a question. So feel free there, Elizabeth. Let's hear your question.
I actually just wanted to make a statement.
Okay, please.
In November, I started taking Microdaily EMF along with probiotics, Brain Boost, and Eye Boost. I was suffering from Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroidism. and I was taking methimazole, which is the least dangerous of all the medications that they have for that in the pharmaceutical world. I was toxic. It took down my white cell count, my red cell count, and also my platelets. And I was taking 40 milligrams a day. Now that I've been taking the micro daily, nothing else, my blood work is normal. All of my numbers are great, and all of my thyroid numbers are normal. So I can vouch for the benefit that micro daily can give you, even when it comes to the thyroid disease. And those diseases are very difficult to treat. So I want people to know that.
Wow. And how much of the micro daily are you taking?
But actually, Jonathan, I take 4 twice a day. I take 4 macro daily EMFs in the morning and then 4 again in the evening.
Wow. That's just a little more than the recommended dosage for a problem that serious. That's pretty amazing.
And I might tell you, I was taking the minimum dosage to start with.
Wow. See, and just so everybody understands this, ordinarily when someone has issues like Liz just described, I would have suggested that she double it up the same way that Virginia did. Double it up if you really want to see some benefits, but she got all the benefits that that she was looking for by just taking the normal amount. The normal amount, that's the amount that you give to a healthy 20-year-old.
I might add, when I went to my endocrinologist about 4 weeks ago, she wanted to take me off of the methimazole altogether, but just been a little bit cautious. She said, come back in 4 to 6 months and we'll just reduce. We're gonna reduce one of those days. By now I'm taking 20 milligrams a week of the methimazole when I was taking 40 milligrams per day, 7 days a week.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's really great for me.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that that story. Hadn't heard that one before. And so I hope you guys heard that. That's Graves' disease that she was just talking about. So serious thyroid issue, very difficult to deal with. Just last week on Thursday, Angelique, Kathy Greer, also made some interesting comments about her battle with thyroid issues. So now there's 2 very powerful stories there related to thyroid disease. Thank you very much, Liz, for sharing that.
I'm grateful.
Wow. So there you have it, folks, and that's the reason why we're excited. We are excited about Micro Daily. I personally don't see myself stopping telling people about it. I believe that it is the game changer whose time has come, and I believe that everybody needs to know about Micro Daily. And I think that we all have an obligation to tell others about it. So I encourage you to do that. The company now has a referral program so that even if you don't want to be an affiliate, you don't have to be. And so we don't lose any sleep over the fact that you become affiliate or not, even as a preferred customer. Just tell somebody about the product, and you can actually help change someone's life. And the company will reward you by giving you credit equivalent to whatever that person purchases. So if they purchase and go on, have a subscription of their own, the company will give you a credit equivalent to whatever your friend purchases. So that should tell you something. That should tell you, number one, if you are an affiliate, preferred customer right now, or you have preferred customers right now, you should pick up the phone and call every one of your preferred customers and tell them, does your husband have a subscription yet? If the husband doesn't have a subscription, now's the time to put them on as a preferred customer, because now they'll get basically free matching product. They'll get credit where they can buy product equivalent to whatever the spouse goes on. So you could spread that out. Just put the whole family on subscriptions, and you basically will now get matching matching product for them going on a subscription of their own. So this is a good way for us to help get the word out to other people. Tell all of your preferred customers about this new arrangement. If you have not heard the entire meeting that was presented this past Monday night, last night, then you want to go on YouTube and go to the Engage Global channel, and you can find that recording there for that. I don't have it right here in front of me. Otherwise, I'd put it in the chat. Just go to YouTube and search for Engage Global, their channel, and then you'll be able to find that recording. Listen to it, and it explains exactly how the program works. Okay? All right. So again, for the record, folks, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. This has been for information and educational purposes only. The FDA has not evaluated the statements that have been made tonight. We're not making any claims that microdaily products, Engage Global products will treat, cure, or heal any disease. I'm not a doctor. Don't do anything I say because I say it. Please don't do anything I say because I say it. I strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice. The calendar, meeting is coming up very, very soon. My next meeting is this coming Thursday night. Sunday, mark it down. Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mind, body, and mind. What was the science behind his focus on the most important part of our body? What was his thinking about that? We'll hear the records and documents. The benefits of those products. You guys have a good night.
Good night, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Great call, Jonathan.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for your
Thank you,
support.
Jonathan. Have a good one.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming.
Have a good
Thank you.
Did you get the house dried out?
No, I wasn't wet. I didn't get wet.
Okay.
No, sir. I'm up on the 6th floor, so things are starting to happen. So we're looking at a place, though. We're looking at a place over in the plantation area.
You ought to come across the alley.
Nah, yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that coming across the alley, brother.
All right.
I'm just not feeling it.
I understand.
Have you guys gotten cleaned up yet? Everything all cleaned up?
Yes and no. They've got a lot done, but there's a long way to go.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing they're asking for a whole lot more volunteers.
It's a lot of houses down. I think they said like 70-80% of the houses in the area had some sort of damage to them.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's incredible. What was the name of that storm again?
Ian. I-A-E.
Yeah. I'm studying with a young fellow named Ian.
Yeah.
I gotta have to tease him about his name and that hurricane.
Yeah, just tell them don't be a bag of hot air. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. All right, my friend.
All right. Well, have a good night, John.
I sure will. You do the same, please. Love to your family.
All right. Bye-bye.
Gilbert, you're looking for a meeting. Gilbert, you just you missed the meeting tonight, Gilbert?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Oh
did.
my goodness. So sorry, Gilbert. Listen, can you copy look on your screen? You see where it says live on YouTube? Hold on, let me see if I can send you a link to the recording, all right? It's youtubejonathan.com. But I'm gonna try to send you a link right now in the chat, okay? Can you copy that link down, Gilbert? Got access to that, Gilbert? My screen just went blue. Wow, something going on my screen. Go ahead, Gilbert. I can hear you.
Go to YouTube with that copy.
Yes, if you go to that link, the whole recording is right there, okay?
Hey.
All right, you got it? You copied it?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Just paste that into a browser and you got the entire recording is right there, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Have a good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.